morning, Year 5. Welcome to today's maths. Your skill today is to order and compare decimals. Now, yesterday I know that you did some excellent rounding of decimals. Today we're just ordering and comparing them. So, first things first, arithmetic. You've got your 9 times tables. You've got silver challenge of balancing. Okay, and then you've got your gold challenge, which is finding the first 5 multiples. So good luck with those. Pause the video and come back when you're ready. Okay, so here are your answers. Okay, make sure you've got those right. Hopefully you remember that a multiple are the first 5 multiples, the first 5 in the multiplication table. Okay, some people get those confused with factors, but hopefully you realise that. Okay, so let's recap then. Round this number to the nearest whole number and to the nearest tenth. So what is the number? Okay, we have got 4 ones, we have got 5 tenths and 6 hundredths. So the number is 4.56. Okay, so 4.56 rounded to the nearest whole number is, so do you remember, if we're looking to round to the nearest whole number, we look at the whole number 4, okay, and we look at the digit next door. Is it greater than 5? It is. Okay, so we round it up. So the nearest whole number is 5. 4.56 rounded to the nearest tenth is, so we've got 4.56, so this time we're rounding to the nearest tenth, so we look at our tenth digit. Okay, our tenths, look next door, is it 5 or greater? It is. Okay, so it's going to be 4.6 because everything after is a 0. Okay, we don't need to include the 0 unless they're as a placeholder. Okay, so can you sort the decimals and fractions from smallest to largest? So give yourself a minute, pause the video if you need to. Remembering the fractions and decimals, can you order those? It's probably easier if you convert them both to decimals or both to fractions, but it's up to you. Okay, so we can see our smallest one is our thousandth. We've got 1,000th. Okay, and then we're going to have next is a hundredth. Have we got any hundredths? Okay, we've got 0.01 hundredths. Okay, then we've got tenths. Now, have we got any tenths? Or have we got any other hundredths? Have a think what comes next. Hopefully you realise 5 hundredths come next, because 5 hundredths as a decimal is 0.05. Okay, so then we've got our 0.1, because 0.1 as a fraction is 10 hundredths. If it was 1 hundredth, it'd be this one. But this is the same as 10 hundredths, which means we've got 7 tenths last, because 7 tenths is an equivalent fraction of 70 hundredths. Okay, so well done if you got those correct. Okay, can you write these decimals in order? So look carefully at the 6 numbers that are there, the 6 digits. Write them down in your book in order of smallest to largest. Okay, so looking carefully at the place value. Okay, so number 1 then, your smallest is 20.9, because 20 is the smallest whole number. Okay, we've then got 24 is our next smallest, and then we've got 25, so we can see that we've got 20, 24 and 25 as our whole numbers go up in ascending order. But then we get to 26. And we've got 26.2, 26 and 26.7. Well, we know that 26 is the same as 26.0, so that one will come next. And we know that 26.2 is a little bit bigger than 26, and 26.7 is the largest. Okay, so you're just looking at those, the place value at the tenths and the whole numbers to see which order they go in. Okay, can you identify which rows of decimals are ordered correctly? So this time we've got hundredths and thousandths too. So can you see which rows? So you've got 3 rows, 1, 2, 3. Which rows of decimals are ordered correctly? Okay, so pause the video. I've left the place value grid at the bottom just to help you if you need it. Okay, sometimes it helps if you've got that to remind you of where the digits go. Okay, but have a think which ones are ordered correctly. Okay, so the first one, we've got 1.709, 1.719, 1.83 and 1.904. Are they in the correct order? They are, because we can see that our 1.83 is the same as 1.830, but because it hasn't got any thousandths, there's just not a number there, there's not a digit, so we can add a 0 but we don't need it. Just there to remind us. Then we've got 3.48, 3.5, 3.508, 3.099. Now straight away I can see that we've got 3.4, if we're just looking at the tenths, or who round it up would be 3.5. But we can see that they're all in order, and then we get to this one, 3.0, now that should be right at the beginning. 3.099 is the smallest, so that is not in order. Okay, and again I've just added the zeros to show you. Okay, we don't need them, but they are there if you want them to be. Okay, and then we've got our final one. We've got 6.039, 6.531, 6.635 and 6.75. Is that in the correct order? It is. And again, I've just added that 0 to remind you. Okay, good job. Okay, so independent practice time. So can you write the numbers out in your books and write them in ascending order underneath? So ascending order, I've put a little picture there to remind you, it's from smallest to largest. So you're going to write number 1, you're going to write out 0.61, 0.58, 0.42, 0.29 and 0.81. Then underneath, so in the next line, you're going to write them in ascending order, so from smallest to biggest. Then you're going to do the same for number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay. If you find any of them particularly tricky, have a go. Okay, they do get trickier as you go on. But if you get to number 4 and think this is too hard, then just stop. Okay. But it's really important that you have a go at doing as many as you can. But yeah, don't worry if you don't do all of them. Okay. But please do have a look at the answers if you don't manage to do all of them to see how we've ordered them. Okay, so you do have that understanding. Okay, so pause video, take your time with these, really look at the place value, okay, and you can draw a place value grid on a scrap bit of paper or in your book if it helps you. Okay, so good luck, come back when you're ready. Okay, super job. So here are your answers. So I'm not going to read them out because there's lots there. Okay, but we can see this first one, we had 0.61, but in actual fact 0.29 is smaller, so that goes here. Then we've got 0.42, 0.58, 0.61, 0.81. Okay. The bottom one, I think, was really quite tricky. Even I had to check it a couple of times, if I'm honest, just to make sure I'd put the right answers. So always just double check that you've got your place value correct. Okay, so moving on then. So these decimals have been placed in descending order. Which decimal completes the sequence? So in our white box, we've got 8.387, 7.531, then we've got a gap, and then we've got 7.252. And our descending order is from biggest to smallest. So we can see we've got 8.387 is our largest number, and we go down to 7.252. Now we need to choose out of these 4 options one that goes here. Now we know that if they're going from biggest to smallest, that this number is bigger than this number. So when we're finding our missing number, we need to find a number that is less than 7.531 but greater than 7.252. So let's have a look at the numbers individually. So we've got 7.29. Is that less than 7.5? It is. Is it greater than 7.25? It is. Let's check this one. 7 and 6/10. So that's 7.6. Is that less than 7.5? No. So that can't be the answer. Then we've got 7.038. Is it less than 7.5? It is. Is it greater than 7.2? No. And then lastly, we've got 7.165, which is less than 7.531, but it's less than 7.252. So in actual fact, our first one, 7.29, was the correct answer. We can see when we're looking like this that it goes down in descending order because 7.531 is greater than 7.29, which is greater than 7.252. Okay, let's learn then. So let's use the greater than, less than or equal to make the statements correct. So which numbers are being represented here? So here we've got 3 ones, we've got 2/10 and 3/100. So our number is 3.23. And over here we've got 3.32. So what's bigger, 3.23 or 3.32? Okay, Susie. So we've got 3.23 is less than 3.32 because 3/10 is bigger than 2/10. How about this one? So we've got 3 ones, 2/10, 3/100 and 2,000. Or we've got 4 ones, 3/10, 200. So on the left we've got 3.232, and then over here we've got 4.32. Okay, so we know 4 wholes is greater than 3 wholes. So 3.232 is less than 4.32. Okay, 4.32, and over here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.32. Is it greater than, less than or equal to? It's equal to. And let's have a look at this one then. This one there's 3. Okay, so we've got 4.2, 4.35, and then 4.123, 4.32. So let's start with the first one. Is 4.2 greater than, less than or equal to 4.35? Okay, it's less than. And then is 4.35 greater than, less than or equal to 4.32? Okay, it's greater than. Okay, because 4.35 is larger than 4.32 because this number has got 5/100 and this number's got 2/100. Okay, but this one. So we've got 4.205. Is it greater than, less than or equal to 4.025? Okay, look at that tenths column and we can see it's greater than 4.025. And 4.025, is it greater than, less than, equal to 4.25? It's less than, because 4.25 is the same as 4.250, but you just need to look at the tenths column, it will tell you which number's greater, providing the ones are the same or this one was larger. Okay, super job. So another independent practice for you then. So use the greater than, less than, equal to to make the statements correct. Okay, so this time you can do these ones, so write them in your book and then use these symbols. Okay, and then if you fancy an extra challenge at the end, you can do the one with the 3 digits. Okay, or if you're in the bubble and you're waiting, you can have a go at those as well. So take your time and good luck. Okay, so the answers then. So we've got 0.144 is less than 0.411. 0.993 is greater than 0.939. 0.417 is less than 0.47 because 0.47 is the same as 0.470. 0.061 is less than 0.16. 0.88 is equal to 0.880 because the first one, 0.88, is the same as 0.880. We've got 0.626 is less than 0.662. Okay, and the whilst you wait, we've got 0.25 is equal to 0.250, which is greater than 0.025. And then we had 0.66, that's greater than 0.606. Okay, and that is greater than 0.60, because 0.60 would be 0.600, whereas this is 606. Okay, and your final thought for today. Louise made a number between 5.81 and 6 and 3/10. So using counters on a placemat value. 6 of the counters have fallen off. List 3 possibilities of what Louise's number could be. So Louise has got a number which is between 5.81 and 6.3. Okay, and she's put all of her counters on a place value map. So on this grid here, 6 of the counters have fallen off. What 3 numbers could they be? Okay, there's not just 3 numbers for this one. There's lots of different possibilities. Okay, so you can think of as many as you like. I'm only expecting you to think of 3, but if you want to push yourself and find some more, that's fine too. Okay, pause the video and I'll show you just some of the answers I found. Okay, so as I said, there's lots of possibilities, but some answers could be, so if you need to add 6 counters, okay, so you can add 1 counter here, okay, because then you'll have 6 because the number is between 5.81 and 6.3. So you could put 1 here, 0 here, you could put 2 counters here, and 3 here. So 3 there, 2 there, 1 there would give you the answer of 6.023, and it uses 6 counters. You could do 6.14, so you could put 1 counter here, 1 here, and 4 here. So that's your 6 counters, and the number is still between 5.81 and 6.3. And then you could put 1 here, and you've got 2 here, 1 here, and 2 here, and that would give you 6.212. Okay, so well done. If you've managed to find some numbers that are between 5.81 and 6.3, just by adding on 6 counters, then great job. Okay, because that takes some real good thinking, this one did. Okay, so brilliant job if you got that. Okay, that is it for me today. I shall be back with you in the morning, and I'm in the bubble today too, so that's good. But I shall see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys. Bye.